Happy morning, dear friends. Here's yours, Dr. Rajanta. Welcome to Demystify with Ajay. Dear friends, today in this session, we are just going to discuss on orthogonal matrix. In linear algebra, the foundation is orthogonality. And let me just begin by understanding one of the most special objects in mathematics, that is orthogonal matrix. Dear friends, a matrix that can rotate data without stretching it. A matrix that preserves distance, angles, and geometry. A matrix whose inverse is simply its transpose. Think about that for a moment. Most matrices distort information. Orthogonal matrix preserves it. So we will discuss why the equation, of course, Q transpose Q, which is equal to 1. This is one of the most important equations in numerical computing. Then we will just move on to the world of QR decomposition, a powerful technique that transforms any matrix into A equals QR, where Q captures pure geometry and R captures the structure. And here the QR decomposition quietly powers least square regression, matrix inversion, numerical optimization, eigenvalue algorithm, scientific computing. But that's only the beginning, because once we understand orthogonality and QR decomposition, we are ready for one of the greatest idea in all of applied mathematics. So before going on to the discussion, so let I just include the necessary libraries, and here we have the NumPy. Yes, NumPy provides efficient numerical array operations and is foundational for linear algebra computation. And here for Matplotlib, yes, it is used for creating visualization such as graphs and figure. Next, we just included the warnings. Yes, dear friends, this controls over warning message generated during execution. And here the line begins updating Matplotlib runtime configuration parameter using a dictionary. And yes, this exact sets the default size of all figures to 8-inch wide and 5-inch tall, and it enables the grid lines on all plots by default. And here we have an transparency of grid lines to 30%, making them subtle and less visual dominant. And of course, to the last, yes, sets the default font size for all text in the plots to 12. And dear friends, of course, we have just included that version. Yes, it prints the installed versions of NumPy by accessing the versions attribute. Okay, so let me execute and see what is the exact version. Yes, here NumPy version, it is a 2.3.5. Okay, dear friends, let me just discuss on QR decomposition and matrix inverse. This QR decomposition provides a more numerical stable path to A inverse than the MCA algorithm, which we have already discussed. And here, so starting from A is equal to QR, let me just apply the live rule. So here, if we just apply A inverse, so yes, of course, QR, the whole inverse it would be. And yes, further equalizing R inverse multiple by Q inverse. And kindly just observe, dear friends, this Q inverse, yeah, you can directly just specify as like R inverse multiple by Q transpose. Dear friends, as it is specified, yes, here Q inverse directly you can just equalize with Q transpose. Yes, it's free and exact, just transpose, that's it. And towards this R inverse, yes, is the inverse of an upper triangular matrix which can be computed efficiently and stable via back substitution. And dear friends, both Q, that is from household reflection, and R from Q transpose A are numerical stable. Let me just compare the exact function by using this code. So kindly just observe, dear friends, this exact code compares two methods for computing the inverse of square matrix A. So one is direct inverse. Yes, we are just going to use the NumPy functionality. And next it is all about QR based inverse, where we are just going to use the factorization as A is equal to QR. So let me just start with initiating the matrix A. So generate a random 5 into 5 matrix. So here the determinant is printed to confirm invertibility, that is determinant of A which is not equal to 0. So that is A is invertibility. So next, yes, here we are initiating the direct inverse. So it just computes the A inverse directly. Internally use LU decomposition or similar stable method. And next we are just going to initiate the QR based inverse. So the first step, it is all about factorization. So here it just decomposes A is equal to QR. Yes, Q is orthogonal, R is upper triangular. And next it is going to make the invert by using structure. Yes, of course we have already discussed the structure, that is A is equal to QR, where of course A inverse which is equal to R inverse Q transpose. So inverting R is efficient due to its triangular structure. And yes, dear friends, we are just going to compare the result. Yes, we are just going to make the difference between methods. And here it just measures that A sub direct inverse minus A sub QR inverse under Frobenius norms. Okay, actually it should be very small, that is 10 to the power of nearing 10 to the power of minus 15, which is indicating numerical agreement. And next, kindly just observe, we are just going to make the accuracy check. And here for accuracy check, yes, we are just going to make, kindly just observe, this A multiple by A direct, that is A multiple by A inverse, which is equal to identity. So both methods should produce non-zero errors. Both approach computes the same mathematical object A inverse, but via different factorization. That is a direct method, general purpose inversion, and QR method as leveraging with orthogonality of Q and triangular structure of R. Okay, let me just execute and view the output. So yes, dear friends, kindly just observe. Here for well conditioned matrix that is like a random Gaussian, both methods give essentially the same result. And kindly just observe, yes, it is nearing to that 10 to the power of minus 15. And here the QR advantages become significant for ill-conditioned matrices where direct inversion accumulates error. And yes, dear friends, from this again I just specify, yes, with both are accurate here in practice. And yes, of course, the QR based method are often more stable than direct inversion. Dear friends, while both are accurate here in practice, QR based method are often more stable than direct inversion. And however, explicitly forming A inverse is usually discouraged. Instead, one typical solves, that is AX which is equal to B, and by using RX which is equal to Q transpose B, so which avoids forming the inverse entirely. And here one thing I have to just specify, dear friends, kindly just observe an important point. Yes, this R inverse, of course, this step is not optimal in practice. See, better approach solve triangular system, that is back substitution, avoid explicit inversion. And yes, dear friends, from this code, yes, this demonstrate that A inverse which is equal to R inverse multiple by Q transpose via QR decomposition. Both direct and QR based inverse agree numerically, and orthogonality simplifies inversion. And here QR provides a structured and often more stable pathway. Next, let me just discuss on the same comparative, that is direct matrix inversion and QR based matrix inversion on a performing a numerical stability stress test. So here exactly this exact code performs a numerical stability stress test comparing the first method, it is for direct, and the second it is all about the QR based inversion. So let me just discuss on by using Hilbert matrices, which are a canonical example of severely ill-conditioned matrix. And dear friends, here yes, we have included the import functionality for Hilbert matrix, and this exact one has an entries as like mathematically it just specifies. So h sub ij, which is equal to 1 divided by I plus j minus 1. And here symmetric and positive defines, and extremely ill conditions are as n grows. So n exactly it is the number, and yeah, let I just specify the exact size also. So small numerical errors get massively amplified. And dear friends, kindly just observe here this line, that is condition which is equal to. So this measures sensitivity to perturbation. So which is specified mathematically as k of h, which is equal to, yes, h norms multiplied by h inverse norms. And here the interpretation, yes, of course, if we just have the exactly k, yes, it just means 10 to the power of k. Up to k digits of precision can be lost. And yeah, coming towards the direct method, kindly just observe, dear friends, it computes the inverse explicitly. And it just measures the error as like h multiplied by h inverse minus identity under Frobenius norms. So for ill-conditioned matrix, this error grows rapidly. And when you're just going towards this QR based method, yes dear friends, kindly just observe, it just uses the mathematical functionality as like h inverse, which is equal to R inverse multiplied by Q transpose. So the error computed similarly as by h multiplied by h sub QR inverse minus identity under Frobenius norms. And dear friends, kindly just observe this exact line. Yes, it just gives us the output in a tabular manner. So here it just prints the matrix size n, and we have the conditional number, and next it is all about error of direct inverse, and next error of QR based inverse, and lastly whether QR performance better or no. And here we are just expecting the behavior as like if n is, that is the number of n, if it is increases, the condition number grows exponentially. And here both method degrades, but typical pattern here it is QR based inverse often yield smaller error, and direct inversions becomes highly unstable. And dear friends, kindly just observe, even though both compute H inverse, okay, the numerical pathway differs. Here the direct inversion, yes, it implicitly relies on LU factorization. Error propagates can be severe. And when coming towards this QR based, yes, it uses orthogonal transformation. Yes, as like QT, which is equal to Q inverse, is numerical stable, and here reduces error amplification. And here again one more thing I just want to specify, yes, the important line, the still performance and explicit inverse. So this is not the most stable QR based approach. A better method is solving with Rx, which is equal to Q transpose, see, using back substitution. Okay, so let me just execute and visualize the output. So here we have it in a tabular manner. And on observing, see, for small n, both method would be similar. Both method are similar. And here for larger n, error explodes, and here QR often wins, but not always dramatically. So this reflects a deep truth, that is, when a matrix is extremely ill conditioned, no method can fully recover accuracy. And dear friends, for Hilbert matrices, direct inverse and QR based inverse produce comparable errors. Neither method significantly outperforms the other on these particular matrices. Both fail badly, and kindly just see here at n, which is equal to 12. Okay, so here it is 10 to the power of 16. And here kindly just observe, both it just has the error towards the same. So this exact code demonstrates Hilbert matrices are numerically challenging. Inversion amplifies instability. QR-based approaches are generally more stable, and however, avoiding explicit inversion entirely is the real best practice. So let's summarize, dear friends. So here today we have discussed about QR and inverse. A inverse, which is equal to R inverse multiplied by Q transpose, is more stable than direct inversion because Q transpose is exact and R inverse, that is triangular, is efficiently computed via back substitution. Dear friends, as we continue our journey, we will begin to notice that many machine learning algorithms are simply clever ways. So behind every recommendation engine, behind every PCA visualization, behind every compressed image, behind every AI model, there is linear algebra quietly doing the heavy lifting. The goal of mathematics is not to memorize equation. The goal is to discover the hidden structure behind data and the world around us. Thanks for watching, dear friends. Happy learning.